Think about how you see an ad, how you might have clicked and downloaded a lead magnet, and then got into this consideration phase. How you do your own homework when making a purchasing decision, and how you might be guided by some emails, some text messages from the companies and the businesses that you just opted into. I want you to notice how once you've clicked a link or opted into a form, you begin to see more of that company's content and ads popping up in your newsfeed. Hey, welcome back, everyone. My name is Tanner O'Brien. I am a senior partner within Action Coach here in Central Texas. I am the CEO and founder of Benefic Marketing, and I'm just an all-around lover of business, marketing, things like that, and just love sharing the things that I've learned along the way when it comes to how do we actually implement and do different things within marketing, finance, business operations, all of that sort of thing. So as we continue on this journey here this week, thinking and talking a little bit about what I call the consideration system. So in marketing, it's all about relationship building, that sort of thing. So this is really the relationship system, the consideration system of how people choose to buy from you, things like that. So let's just dive into this and have a little bit of fun. Let's just start with the core foundation here, that relationships, I believe, are the bedrock of any successful business. There's a big difference between getting someone to buy from you just once and then actually getting someone to want to come back to you over and over again and continue to buy. So, as a mentor of mine once stated, profitability comes from repeat business. Great businesses, profitable businesses, are built on a customer base that buys from you more than once. So, in my opinion, this is all built off of developing a relationship. So we can spend time going deeper into how we sustain repeat business in a later, conversation. Today, I just want to, remain on this topic of of customer acquisition and how we use that concept, how the concept of developing relationships is just as important from acquisition marketing and generating those leads and initial sales, things like that, as it is for marketing for repeat business. So I call this section the consideration system. So let's just take a minute, and I want you to think back to a recent purchase that you made. Like really think through, what was something that you had a purchase on, that sort of thing. Something that required a little bit of decision before spending the money. So in other words, like not the six pack that you bought down at the gas station on Saturday afternoon, but something that actually took a little bit more thought and consideration before you made the purchase. So that purchase could have been, significantly high in price. It could have been moderate in price, but either way, you had a conscious decision to make on that particular purchase. So as a simple example, I recall back to choosing a piece of software. One that I use for editing, playing out my social media posts, things like that. For you, it could have been a vacation, a vehicle, furniture for your home, really anything, but something, again, that has a little bit more consideration behind it. So once you've got that kind of experience in mind, perfect. Now I want you to think about how you made that decision, how you made the decision to buy that thing. At the very beginning, there was likely something that brought those items, that service, etc., into your sphere of consciousness. This may have been, an ad that you saw. It could have been a post you saw on social media. It could have been a recommendation from a friend. It could have been a number of list of recommendations following a simple Google search, right? It could be anything. At the beginning, you were made aware. In all reality, you likely came across this product or service many ways before you actually gave it some consideration. But once it was on your radar and once you were ready to give it a thought, what happened next? Did you do your homework, or did you simply hand over your credit card and say, I'm ready to buy now? For most individuals, for most human beings, some form of homework was completed first. For some of us, this was a ton of homework. For others, not so much. But depending on your individual needs, kind of the data points that you need to make a decision, how you make decisions, things like that. But either way, there was likely a few data points that you needed to review before you were able to actually and willing to make that purchase. So for my previous example, software, right? Software for social media edits and kind of managing that sort of thing. So I went through the process of reviewing their website. I clicked on like all the different pages. I checked out all the features. I went through, the things that I would get from the platform. Then I went back and I looked at like YouTube videos. I typed in different things and started to explore what the platform really looked like. I wanted to see demos of it. I wanted to see people using it. I wanted to see reviews of it, right? How were people using it? Get a sense of what other people thought. I looked for actual reviews. Some of on the provider's site, some are on third-party sites, some were YouTubers just talking about their experience with it. I looked over a couple different competitors. I typed typed into to Google platform one versus platform two, which is right for me. I looked at the price. I looked at my budget. I looked at the value it brought me, and if I believed that the result that I would get was worth the money that I was investing, then I made a decision. Did you have something similar when you think back to that experience, that last thing that you purchased? Did you do your homework online? Did you watch videos of how that product or service works? Did you type in product A versus product B to see the pros and cons? Did you end up speaking with anyone in the sales department? Did you talk to other customers and people who used it? Did you get your questions answered? What was this process? Did you get as many of your questions answered before connecting with a salesperson, or did you just wait until you had a chance to talk to that salesperson? This is all part of the consideration phase. So if there's a consideration phase in a prospect's journey, on their decision journey, then it makes sense for us to have a consideration system to help them navigate the path. This is where we have an opportunity to build that initial relationship with our prospects and take them on a guided journey to help them make the purchase decision. So over the coming weeks, over next week, things like that, we're going to dive into this a little bit more in depth. For today, I just want you to take a moment and think back to where this is happening in your own customer journey. Think about how you see an ad, how you might have clicked and downloaded a lead magnet, and then got into this consideration phase. How you do your own homework when making a purchasing decision, and how you might be guided by some emails, some text messages from the companies and the businesses that you just opted into. I want you to notice how once you've clicked a link or opted into a form, you begin to see more of that company's content and ads popping up in your newsfeed. You've really enrolled into their content ecosystem, and that's developed and designed to build relationship credibility and ultimately just have it in your memory embedded, so that when you are ready, you're more likely to choose them over another competitor. So just be aware of this as you go through scrolling through social media and hearing things from different people and talking about different things. How do you make a purchasing decision this way, and how is all of these things fitting together? And for those of you that are in sales and you're looking at this, you're saying, Tanner, this is exactly what we do in sales all the time. Exactly. The sales process, the process of building rapport and guiding a prospect, all happens online today, long before a prospect ever connects with a salesperson. So this is where marketing and sales gets fun. We actually bring these two things together and talk about how we connect the dots and help guide these folks along the journey to buy our products and services. So think about that this week. Just be hyper aware of it. Start taking notes, because this is all research for you to be able to then leverage and use it in your own business as you continue to guide your prospects. So follow along, subscribe, make sure you hit the buttons and check out all of this every single week. But we'll be coming back and continue to dive into this a little bit deeper in the next week. Once again, my name is Tanner O'Brien, and thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.